Welcome to TRS Clips, where you'll find happiness through your own curiosity. I hate saying this, what I'm about to say next, okay? Firstly, because I'm a Mumbai Indians fan. Secondly, because I'm a Rohit fan. Thirdly, because I'm a Hardik fan as well. But that cocktail right now is not working. I went for the CSK game. I've gone for a game almost every year since the inception of the IPL. There was a difference in the energy of the Mumbai Indians.
Yeah, that's because
The
I
fans,
have a question.
The fans are also a part of it.
Yeah, since you're a fan, I'm going to ask you.
Yeah.
Whose perception are you looking at this whole situation from?
Honestly, after going for the match and seeing the team in front of me, it was different. The energy of the team collectively, I felt, because that's what you sense in the stadium as a fan. Teams give out a certain kind of consciousness. I felt it was different and not as mature as Rohit's team from last year. I do feel like the team is a little broken. At least that's the sense I get on the outside. But I feel that the brokenness...
That's a macroscoping point of view. What I'm asking is, from a fan's perspective, okay, this whole narrative that's happened with Rohit and Hardik in Mumbai Indians, whose perception or what perception are you looking at it from?
I think there's arguments on both sides, firstly. I'm not...
There are three sides here.
Third side being?
Mumbai Indians.
Management.
Yeah, the franchise.
So, in order to bat for them, I'd say that it's a successful franchise. They probably have a vision of what they want to do.
Yeah, so to actually perceive this correctly or neutrally, you need to perceive it from three different directions. One is Mumbai Indians, the franchise. One is Rohit Sharma, the player and the captain. One is Hardik Pandya, the player and the captain. Right? Okay, let's look at the Mumbai Indians perspective. Mumbai Indians, if they made the decision to say, okay, we want Rohit to make way for Hardik Pandya, because Hardik Pandya is their discovery. At the base of it, they discovered, them and Rohit Sharma discovered Hardik Pandya through their scouting methods, right? So you got to give credit there. So they're essentially looking at a pure Mumbai Indians boy from their perception.
Yeah.
1. 2. When captaincy was given to Rohit Sharma, it was taken away from someone like Ricky Ponting and given it to Rohit Sharma in the middle of a tournament. Same franchise, not a different franchise. And all these guys who were there supported Rohit Sharma. Right? Harbhajan Singh, Sachin Tendulkar, Ricky Ponting, all backed it. Yeah, for whatever reason. Third, in the last 4 years, statistically, I'm never going to question the caliber, the gloriousness of Rohit Sharma, the batter. Okay? I will never question it. I'll be remiss in every sense of the word as an athlete if I'm not questioning it. But look at it statistically from a Mumbai Indians perspective, franchise perspective. Last 4 years, team won 2020. 3 years they didn't win. In the last 3 years, he scored less than 300 runs as a batter. So, lack of success as a captain, lack of success as a batter. In just the IPL. Because everywhere else he scored runs. As a captain of the Indian team also, he scored runs. So, there's a reason they landed on this.
Give Hardik the captaincy.
No, they've landed on this consensus of, okay, maybe you have to look beyond Rohit. And when this decision was even conversed, the consensus came up on was maybe last year, at the end of last season. So maybe they were following through and maybe they immediately had conversations in different directions. And then Rohit Sharma's success happened in the World Cup. I think his gloriousness and greatness as a captain and a player came through. I've always believed Rohit is one of the best captains India have had. He's a lot like Mahi. And he's evolved himself to become a lot like Mahi. And that takes a lot of work. And I'm not really close to Rohit. I would say he's an acquaintance more than a friend. But just noticing him from the outside, I feel like these are the things I've noticed. I've noticed constant evolution. I've noticed him on the team, with the boys. I've noticed him in press conferences. I've noticed him while batting. I've noticed his nature and his attributes while fielding and while leading the side. Wears his heart on his sleeve. Lovely. We got used to that with Virat. The other guys wouldn't wear their heart on their sleeve. Mahi was stone cold. Virat wore his heart on his sleeve and then some. Rohit wears his heart on his sleeve in his own way. And that's fine. I love it. Right? But he looks after his players, provides security, consistency. The standards of playing for India are different compared to what it was when Virat was captain. So there's backing. There's conversations had. For the most part. Right? every captains have their favorites and not so favorites and preferred and not preferred and all of that. It's human nature. That's going to be a part and parcel of every Indian cricket team, every sport team, every corporate house, all of that, right? So if you look at this combination, so these conversations began last year. So they were following through these conversations. And then the success of his captaincy happened and the World Cup happened. So the narrative was thrown up in the air and like it was yet to land. But for Mumbai Indians, it landed last year itself. Perhaps it landed last year itself. So from their thought process and their perspective, they felt they were right. Right? And if you look at it strictly from how they operated before to how they operated now, it's the same. It's not different. They've been consistent. So how can you fault them? Right? If I had to nitpick, I'll come to that nitpicking bit later. Remind me, because I might lose my trail of thought. Now let's look at it from Hardik Pandya point of view. This is a guy who's got the caliber and the potential of an all-time great for Indian cricket. He was let go by his team, the team that discovered him. Okay. And he went to another franchise. After winning 4 or 5 titles with them. 4 titles with them, perhaps. Right? He went. So he must have felt a little bad. That will be there. Then he would have been then he went to Gujarat Titans, won a championship, runner-up in another, almost won 2 championships. Then the conversation began. And he's very cognizant of the fact that he's got a brittle body. Because he's been playing from a young age. The conversation we had earlier about how bodies break when they start from a younger age. That's his situation. And look at him. His body is not built in a sense. He's a wiry guy. He's not built to sustain the kind of force he puts through his body. You have to understand that from an athletic point of view, you have to understand that. Okay. So that's his reality. He lives life loudly and that's who he is. I think he's a highly misunderstood individual.
Yeah.
He's an incredibly lovable human being. People misunderstand. Okay. He wears his heart on his sleeve. Doesn't have finesse as a human being. Like he's very
raw.
Right? That's the word. Uncut. Right? He's very uncut. And, but he's a diamond. As a human being, very, very, very sweet. Okay? I have a lot of time for him. And a very dear friend. And this guy knows, well aware of, okay, his time span maybe in cricket is this much. Okay? The mockery, the trolling, the memes about his fitness. You don't think it hurts him? It hurts him. It hurts any human being.
Yeah.
But the reality of it, the depth of it, how many people actually know?
You know what? Did you see that clip of Kevin Peterson saying that I've been there? He's like smiling too much in interviews.
Yeah.
That's where my heart went out to Hardik.
Yeah, because I can tell you now that Hardik is dealing with mental health issues for sure.
Yeah.
It is not, it is, and people, and I'm telling you, we as a people, I understand as Indians, we're emotional people, but it is not right to impose this kind of treatment on any human being. It is just not right on any level. It is unbecoming as a society for us to do that to someone and to be okay with it, to laugh along with it. We should not be laughing along with it. We should not be forwarding these memes. We should be saying, what the heck are you doing? Why are you doing this? Because like, think about it, Ran. Our job, what we do, it's our job. Yes, it's our passion. It's your passion also, but it's our job. It's my job. It's what puts food on the table for me. Right? But my job is on display for you to criticize. My job is on display for you to criticize. Your job is not on, yours perhaps is, but a corporate person's job is not on television for me to criticize or have an opinion about even.
It's the most scrutinized part of the Indian professional world, the cricketing world.
Yeah, right? And maybe there are a few other careers as well. But when that is the case, you have to exercise a certain amount of empathy and that dignity to the other person to allow them to fail. Yes, it might hurt you. One of the most beautiful things we did as a country, I believe, is our expression of love and our reaction and response to the way we treated our Indian team after we lost the World Cup. I think that's how and that's who we should be as a society. As Indians, multiculturally, as we are, that's who we should be. But I think but we don't exercise that, right? for the sake of memes, for the sake of a few laughs, for the sake of money, we are willing to tear a person down to his foundations. And that is not right.
I think people are too caught up in villainizing Hardik without understanding that they are becoming the villains in the situation.
Maybe so. And as in, obviously, there's that the long-term perception is not there. And the depth to understand that is perhaps not exercised. It's probably there, but it's not exercised. But so these are the things that he's going through. So with these things that he's going through, he said, okay, if I'm coming back to Mumbai Indians, after doing this in another franchise, I want to come back as captain. Is that wrong? From his perspective. Is that wrong?
No.
Right? And he says, okay, I don't know how long I'll play cricket. I want a good deal financially. Is that wrong? Because we've already spoken about it. Cricketers, athletes have very short careers. They want to maximize it in the shortest amount of time. Agreed? So that's not wrong. So from his perception, he's right.
Yeah.
And he wants to win for Mumbai Indians. That's why he's coming back even.
Yeah.
Agreed? Because they've lost 3 years and he's gone 1-2 years. You're like, okay, I'll come back and win it for us. So that's his goal. That's his perception. So that's his perception. Now the third perception is Rohit. Rohit's perception is won 5 titles for Mumbai Indians, brought the team out of oblivion after the first 5 years, 5 years, and then discovered incredible cricketers, produced with the help of the support staff and the franchise, discovered incredible cricketers and continues to do so, become one of the best captains, arguably one of the best captains in the IPL. And for him, even if he was going out, I think one thing that was remiss in this whole situation from all 3 perspectives was even if someone didn't agree with the decision, like say if Rohit didn't agree with the decision, but if they had given him a nice send-off, the dignity of a nice send-off for someone who's achieved so much for you, I think was remiss. That could have been, if there's a gap anywhere, I feel that is a gap that could have been filled. And that would have appeased the whole, just not even galvanize the whole team, but just appease the whole situation. Because overnight, I heard that they lost 1 million followers and all. I don't know how that's relevant with, that has nothing to do with the cricket that's played on the field, right?
Social media drives narratives nowadays.
Yeah. And it's crazy how we allow that to happen in our lives, right? It's mad. Like some of the things, not a topic for another conversation, but these are the 3 perspectives that play here. So the minute you start looking at it from individual perspectives, you'll have a much more neutral comprehension of the whole situation. And I don't think people are taking time to do that.
Do you think this whole combination of all these perspectives is affecting their performance?
Yeah, I think that each individually in these three perceptions, they're sitting on their own perceptions. I think if they can come together and have a conversation about it, and it's a difficult conversation. Egos are involved, narratives are involved, perceptions are involved. But if they can have a heart to heart and find a way to galvanize the team in a situation like this, I promise you, a team from this kind of a situation can come back and win the championship.
Damn.
If they can come together and have that conversation. It's about someone has to play peacemaker, someone has to bring people together, someone has to apologize, drop their ego. All of these things have to happen. Now, how evolved are you as a human being to make those things happen is a matter of, will it happen, won't it happen?
You're also speaking as someone who's been a professional cricketer.
Yeah.
So you're seeing it from a very nuanced lens.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen an ego-based situation which never gets resolved? And then countless.
Every day of the week. Every day of the week. People just sit on their high horses and say, no, I'm moving.
Hey, if you enjoyed today's clip, make sure you check out all the other clips we've uploaded on this channel. You'll find a clip related to almost every single topic as long as you're willing to search for it.